Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Millennial Revolt, an independent political talk show that seeks to bring a different narrative than the stale one we have going on right now in the mainstream media. Alright, I'm just going to get right into this. There have been reports that Bernie Sanders is going to endorse Hillary Clinton for president as soon as next week. And if this is true, I just want to say that this is disheartening. It is sad. And it goes against everything that Bernie ran his campaign on. Bernie Sanders wanted to start a political revolution, and Hillary Clinton is the antithesis of that political revolution, frankly. And I know Bernie said that he wants to do everything in his power to stop Donald Trump. But endorsing Hillary is, in my opinion, it's favoring Donald Trump. It's favoring every single thing that you're calling out. It's favoring some of the things that Donald Trump is even calling out himself on his campaign. She represents everything that you stand against. And Donald Trump may have said scary things. Hillary Clinton has actually done scary things, and I think it's really important to put into context everything that she has done and look at her record. And from there, do you really want someone like that to have the keys, the nuclear codes, basically? I mean, this is an extremely important decision. I think this is one of the most important elections that we will ever have in our lifetime, because it really comes down to two choices. It's what most people will think of the lesser of two evils. Luckily, we have other candidates in the race, and they are now starting to get more attention as well, and hopefully if we can get them into the debates, then that will just give the American people more choices, and they're not just stuck with a rock and a hard place. But I think it's really important that Bernie Sanders stick to his guns. I think it's important that he doesn't sell himself short and is under the impression that if he endorses Hillary Clinton, that the Democratic establishment will believe that because his supporters will fall directly behind him. And me personally, I do truly think that there are some Bernie Sanders supporters who are Bernie or bust, who will fall behind Hillary Clinton come November when their feet are held to the fire. I myself am not one of them. I will not be voting for that woman under any circumstances, even if Senator Sanders, the amount of respect I have for him, unfortunately, I cannot say in good conscience that I voted for that woman, Hillary Clinton, with a straight face, and would not be ashamed of myself the next day. But with that being said, Bernie Sanders has so much political capital right now that he is wasting it, that he is squandering it. Again, he should not sell himself short. Do not sell your supporters short. And do not stop the political revolution that you are trying to build, the groundswell of support. The people are behind you. We're waiting on you. You know, you have your foundation. You have your base that is ready to follow you through the fire. You just have to be willing to have the courage to do it. And I think it's really important that he looks at his options. You know, you do have options to stop Donald Trump if that's really what your goal is. Your goal shouldn't be to unite a corrupt party. Because let's face it, the Democratic Party is a corrupt party. They are as corrupt as the Republicans. In my opinion, the Democratic Party is nothing but a bunch of bourgeois, metropolitan, bohemian trendies. They care nothing about their base. They only care about the fat lives. They either live in Washington, D.C. or New York. And they use social issues and pander to the youth and minorities through these social issues to get votes. And unfortunately, it works. It works every single election. There's really no difference between these two parties, except the Democrats are much smarter in their rhetoric. That's the only thing. And what's frustrating to me about what's been happening these last couple of weeks with the Sanders campaign is his main focus is changing the Democratic platform. Now, the Democratic platform basically is the outline on which Democrats are supposed to go through. Say what they're running their campaign on. And unfortunately, what we see is each time the committee comes up with so-called progressive ideas that they base their platform around, they don't even run with what they base their platform on which the Democratic platform committee comes up with. And I think you're just wasting that, because you have so much political capital right now. I think the Democratic establishment is truly afraid of you. I think they're afraid of your supporters. I think they know that, or at least I think they think that if you endorse Hillary Clinton, that your supporters will automatically fall behind her. And that is just not the case. I don't think they truly understand the mood of the country. I don't think that they understand where people are at and what people are thinking. And we just don't want another 4 years of this neoliberal policy of humanitarian interventionism. And this is exactly what we'll get with Hillary Clinton. She has never met a war she didn't like. She has a bunch of Republican donors coming over to her, Jeb Bush's donors, Ted Cruz's donors. A lot of neocons are endorsing her, and this should scare anyone who calls themselves a progressive or who calls themselves a libertarian who is thinking about voting for Hillary Clinton. This should scare everyone. You're basically given the choice of the lesser of two evils, and you should never vote for that. If you walk into a store and you don't like anything, you don't buy anything. You don't say, okay, I don't like this, I don't like that, but I'm just going to go with the one I don't like the least, so I'm just going to get that. No, you walk out and don't get anything. And I think the American people have to come to terms with that and not vote for the lesser of two evils. Vote for someone you truly believe in. And what I think Senator Sanders needs to do is I think he needs to look at Jill Stein. She has already left it open for him to run on the Green Party. And I think it would be amazing because their platforms essentially line up. They are basically running on the same things, except Jill Stein wants to go a little bit further. And I think it would be amazing. I think it would be extremely revolutionary for the country. I think it would be able to get more jobs and jumpstart our economy. I think it would be able to help deal with the climate change that's going on right now. I think we would have a good even-handedness in our foreign policy, which we desperately need, because the road we are on right now is going to lead us to another world war. It is very catastrophic. It is very dangerous. And I think Senator Sanders needs to keep all of this in mind before he endorses her. I think he really needs to look at the facts. Look at what the people want. Don't just... I think what he's thinking, and I think he believes if he gets on a third-party ticket, that he will be the Ralph Nader of the 2000 election. I think that's what he believes, and it is such a wrong premise, and it's such a horrible thought if that's what's going on in his head. The American people cannot afford to have someone like Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump in the White House. We need someone who will inspire the next generation, who will help them, who will practice diplomacy, and who's truly and believes in our country, believes in the people of our country. And I think Senator Sanders should keep that in mind before he endorses her. Unfortunately, I probably thought this would happen, but I would just like to say for myself, I can't speak for any other Bernie supporter. If Senator Sanders does endorse Hillary Clinton, I will not be voting for her. I can't in good conscience say that I voted for that woman and hold my head up high the next day. So I just wanted to make this quick little video and just give you guys my thoughts on that. Alright, you guys have a great day. I'll see you later.